Hey guys, Tarke here, and I was going to do today's video about builds I recommend for Ultimatum, but then I put the washing machine on because I'm stupid, so we're doing this video in the garden and I have zero lists prepared, so we're doing this all completely off the top of my head. So mechanics, skills, ascendancies, all that stuff which I think is good at the league mechanic for people who are struggling with the league mechanic. I'll start off with ascendancies which spring to mind. Basically you want anything which offers some kind of mobility, defense, corpse explosions, air effect, stuff like that. Obvious one that springs to mind is Raider, with the phasing, onslaught, all of that good stuff. Obviously very strong. Deadeye, I think, is particularly good with the Mirage Archer stuff. We've seen a bit of a bow resurgence. I've been seeing quite a few cool bow builds. You've got stuff like Ellie Hit. Anything with Doomfletch is still pretty usable. Even just stuff like Lightning Arrow, Tornado Shot, if you're going like Headhunter investment with it. But even Toxic Rain is still incredibly strong. I feel like people seriously overreact to Toxic Rain nerfs. I've seen a lot of people say that Toxic Rain, if anything, is buffed on quite a lot of setups. So Toxic Rain is really good. Caustic Arrow also great, but we're talking about skill, so back to Ascenancies. Raider, Deadeye, amazing. Saboteur, really good with the AoE blind shenanigans. Going around to Witch. Occultist with corpse pop-ups, pretty good. Elementalist is a strong Ascendancy, especially if you're doing Ignite Prolif. Ignite Prolif is in a particularly good spot. Necro is always good. The problem with that, though, is the minions are very good if they're tanky enough, and you can make them tanky enough, but I know that Balor, for example, he struggled a little bit early on. So if you don't really know what you're doing, you could have an issue where your minions just die too easily, but if you can get your minions to be like, then yeah, great. Round 2, Inquiz. Inquiz's voice is particularly strong. Volcanus, Battle Mage stuff. Yep. Hierophant, brands, totems. Totems, I think, would be pretty good. They might be a bit squishy, but brands, especially, very good at the league mechanic. Marauder stuff. I think all the Marauder stuff is pretty boring. They're all pretty strong, though. Ignite's very strong. Burning Arrow's very strong. Chief and Flat Sense would be pretty strong. It's got pretty good defense in there. Jugs, you can make it work if you can get enough damage. Zerka just does damage, so I guess that works quite well. But none of them really stand out as being like amazing for the mechanic. For Duelist, you've got Gladiator, which is obviously incredibly strong. We start saying Champion is one of the most defensive sentences in the game. Anything slam related is very good. Earthquake, I think, is very good at the lead mechanic. So yeah, those would be the standout ascendancies. Going into skills and like art types. Anything which can do damage on the move, so any dot build basically. Anything which uses stuff like Brands or Mirage Archer. Anything which can have it so something else does damage for them, minions. Anything like that would be particularly strong. Cyclone, although I've heard some weird reports with the pause time mechanic, sometimes it can be a bit finicky, like it cancels your channel, so that could be a bit but yeah, Cold Dot in particular I think is probably the standout best at the moment. Very easy to scale, works at all levels of play. You've got a few different options on how you want to build it. You can make it exceptionally tanky for hardcore. Yeah, very, very, very good. Ignite Prolif, anything Ignite good, anything Brands good, Cold Dot, Chaos Dot, Fizz Dot, dot 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 dot. What else? Earthquake I've mentioned. Anything avoidance related, thank you random whirling noises, be that block based or evasion based, particularly good. Slayer Leech is exceptional at the loot mechanic. You also get the big 20% cull, which is really good for the juicy big rares. Builds. Anything which is Val skill related, I think, is also kind of slept on. So I'm currently playing Val Arc Traps, which has been really good because I've had near 100% uptime. So I think you could probably just pick any Val skill with decent coverage, especially if it has multiple charges, and just plan on having 100% uptime on your Val charges, which would be particularly good. That could work. Is there anything super uppy up? I imagine stuff like Kinetic Bolt would be really good at the mechanic, just because the sheer amount of mobs. That's the other thing as well. Like anything which scales well with high monster count, with like AoE overlap, would be very good. Sorry, voice. Avoid anything which has limited targeting, like anything which can only hit up to like 5 enemies or 10 enemies. That's something to avoid. But basically, there's a lot more than people say that it's like everyone's like, oh, you can only play Raider, you can only play this, you can only play that. You've got like a wide breadth of skills, basically. So have a think. If you've got any good recommendations, leave them down below. If you played anything which is absolutely awful, leave that down below as well, because then people can say, oh, I don't want to play that because that was awful. And yes, and since I've had a few people commenting on it, yes, we are growing a stash. Just vibing it out. I don't know, we'll see. We might say this is terrible and get it all off, but for now, I don't mind it. But yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Bye-bye.